Yo, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So, is Deion Sanders going to be Penn State next head coach? Let's talk about it. All right. So, before we jump into it, I want to give everyone a thanks that's been subscribing to the channel. We're trying to get to 800, well over 800 now, heading closer to 830 subscribers. So, big salute to y'all from a retired veteran to all of y'all. I appreciate all the love and support. Thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. Now, let's jump on into it. All right. So, I didn't cover Penn State firing James Franklin. I was actually shocked when I seen the news because I thought that Penn State would at least allow James Franklin to finish out the season. They did lose a couple of games back to back, and I thought that, hey, he's on the hot seat, but they're going to allow him to finish the season out, maybe get a bowl game and win. But they said, nope, you out of here. Started seeing all type of rumors. I was reading that Adidas had something to do with his buyout. You started seeing things that like Penn State's going to go after Kurt Siganelli, the head coach from Indiana. They was going to go after the James Madison head coach that was going to go for Matt Rule at Nebraska, and they also was going to go after Joe Brady, the offensive coordinator at with the Buffalo Bills. You start seeing all type of things, right? Nothing has come to fruition yet, but then I saw this post right here, this tweet from Mia Kims, right? Mia Kims. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Mia. But she says, maybe it's a hot take, but if I'm Penn State, I'm moving heaven and earth to get Coach Prime to University Park. Culture shift, brand boost, recruiting rocket fuel. So that's what she said. And I said, that would be, that would be a swing for the fences to kind of say what Joel Klatt said. Joel Klatt can't say that if he was Penn State that he was swinging for the fences. I was like, oh, okay, that would be a swing for the fences if you brought in Coach Prime. You know, I don't know how much it would take to buy him out of Colorado, and how much he would demand from Penn State, but that would be a swing for the fences. Culture shift. I don't really think that Penn State has a culture problem. You don't really hear them getting in trouble. You don't hear the players making dumb decisions off the field and none of that stuff. So I don't know if there's a culture problem and need for a culture shift, a brand boost. Maybe so. Deion Sanders is with Nike. Nike makes his shoes. Deion Sanders, everything that he wears basically has Nike on it. So that would be a brand change. I don't know how that would work. Adidas would probably have to say, hey, whatever Nike's giving you, we'll give you double or whatever. So brand boost. Penn State has a pretty good brand. Whatever you want to say about Penn State, when we talk about college football, the names that you always hear is Ohio State, Penn State, Texas, Notre Dame, Alabama, Georgia, right? I'm probably missing a few, but that's the names you always hear. So Penn State doesn't need a brand boost. Recruiting rocket fuel. I don't really know. I'm not a Penn State fan, but to me, it doesn't seem like Penn State has any issues getting, some good players in there. They're always making. Penn State always has good seasons. So could you always use more 5 stars and highly rated 4 stars? Yes, but Penn State fans, if you're watching, jump in the comments and let me know. Do y'all think that y'all need more recruiting rocket fuel? I say that I don't really know because what I'm saying is I don't know if Prime can add that recruiting rocket fuel because what is he doing in the recruiting world at Colorado? If you look at Colorado's recruiting classes from high school, they're not bringing in any big fish. They brought in that one guy, I think his name Jordan Seaton, the tackle, and it seems like he's regretting committing there. And they brought in the quarterback, and he's not doing much. Still got to see what happened there, but other than that, they're not bringing in like top 5 or top 10 or even top 25 recruiting classes out of high school into Colorado. The majority of all of Colorado's players come out of the transfer portal. And that's not a sustainable way to build a program because you have to recruit high school talent and stack those 3, 4, and 5 stars to add depth into your program. So I don't really know if that's recruiting rocket fuel. These kids operate differently. They're not going to your university because you have a big name like Deion Sanders. They're going there because they want the dollar bill in terms of NIL, and they want to be in the best position possible to be put into the NFL, along with some other things. But does Coach Prime name him Coach Prime, the name Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, does that move the recruiting needle? Maybe just a little bit, but not that much. They know who Deion Sanders is. They're like, oh man, he like a cool unc. He wear the jewelry, the chains. He's probably the best DB of all times, maybe the best two-way player of all times. And so they know that, but I don't really think they're going to be throwing themselves at Penn State to recruit there because Deion Sanders is the head coach. Now, I don't know if they're going to hire Deion Sanders. I'm just saying if he was the next head coach, I don't know. But, that would be a huge swing for the fences if they said, hey, we're going to bring in Deion Sanders, right? I have to check more to see who all they possibly interviewed. They're probably not even going to hire a head coach until the end of the season, honestly, because that would be very disrespectful if they're trying to reach out to head coaches and trying to get head coaches to do interviews and all of that good stuff, while some of these head coaches are very much in contention for the college football playoffs. Kurt Sigonelli has an undefeated Indiana team. I don't really know what the hell Matt Rule's doing. I haven't really checked. I haven't really followed much of Nebraska, but still, he's still a head coach of a college football team. The same with the head coach at JMU and also Joe Brady, right? Joe Brady right now is the offensive coordinator of Buffalo Bills. You probably would think that he would probably be looking to be a head coach somewhere in the NFL soon. Was he a head coach of the Carolina Panthers? Was he? I can't remember. Let me look it up. Was he the head coach of the Carolina Panthers? Thought he was like, let's see. I can't remember. Was Joe Brady? Let's see. Couldn't remember if he was. Oh, okay. He was not a head coach. He was the offensive coordinator with the Carolina Panthers. I knew he was. I was like, he wasn't no head coach, but he's probably looking to be a head coach. You see what he did last season with Josh Allen. Josh Allen was able to win MVP. So Joe Brady's probably looking to interview as a head coach in the NFL, which is the ultimate goal of a lot of coaches, college and pros, is to be a head coach in the NFL. So I don't know about that one, but all of these men have responsibilities to their team. So it'd be kind of like disrespectful to be talking to them and kind of getting them sidetracked because we know, you got to do all these interviews and all of that stuff. So it'll just be weird. But I think that Penn State is probably going to look to hire someone at the end of the year, and they should swing for the fences. I don't know who they're going to hire. Are they going to hire Coach Prime? I don't know. They're probably going to bring him in for an interview to keep things spicy, right? To keep people speculating, to keep people having eyes on Penn State, to build a buzz and excitement and all of that stuff. So I definitely think that they're going to have him in for an interview. Just knowing what I know about Coach Prime, he's real flashy. He's probably going to try to interview for Penn State. We'll see, but it's hard to tell. But yes, I think that, like Joel Klatt said, they should swing for the fences. And, they need to get a coach that can have them more successful versus the top 10, right? And be able to beat Ohio State every now and then and be in contention for the national championship and, all of that good jazz. But fans of Penn State, if y'all are watching, I would definitely like to, know what y'all thoughts is on y'all head coaching hire, who y'all would like to see be y'all next head coach, what y'all think about possibly, Coach Prime being y'all next head coach. Y'all let me know in the comment section below. Again, I appreciate everyone who has supported the channel, the platform, whether it's subscribing, leaving a like, leaving a comment. All of that helps engagement. All of that helps the channel get out in front and get more visibility, and it's helping me grow. I really appreciate it. I can't say it enough how much I appreciate y'all. All right. Until next time, I'm out.